WPRO AccuWeather meteorologist Steve Travis.
Dan, I want a little love in the room now. Governor Raimondo's in with us here. Take my question. Your call. You find that amusing, Governor?
I do. Good morning, Gene.
Rhode Island needs more love, Governor.
Who doesn't need more love?
Well, we're going to do our best. Nice to have you in.
It's great to be here.
Really?
It is. It's great to be with you.
Nice to have you back. It is nice to be here. All right, now we're going to the governor will take my questions and more importantly your phone calls because it's important that you hear from the people around Rhode Island. So call us at 438-9776, 438-9776, and then we'll get you right on. Just kind of keep it right to the point so that we can get as many people on as possible. All right, Governor, let's get right to it here. A lot to talk to you about.
Great.
When you ran for governor, when you were running, you said that you were supported calling for an independent investigation for 38 studios. Now that you're governor, you've changed your mind. Now, the people are not satisfied with that, and they're not satisfied that we're not getting answers as to exactly what happened. What can you do about it, Governor?
Yeah. By the way, I'm as frustrated as anyone. I know people are not satisfied, and frankly, they shouldn't be. I mean, that was a terrible deal, and we're on the hook for $80 million. Mm-hmm. So I'm as mad as anyone, and I'm working like crazy to get the money back. A lot's changed, since I said that I would favor an independent investigation. Since then, we've had a state police investigation, legislative investigation, and most of all, I petitioned the court to make all the documents from the civil case available. So 10,000, documents now in the public. So, an independent investigation, I think, would be about $1 million. And so where I am right now, I'm saying to myself, is it worth $1 million more? Are we really going to figure out anything more than we know? And at the moment, my answer is no. Having said that, people deserve transparency, and I really hope that when this civil case is closed, the Attorney General does the right thing and releases all the documents from that criminal investigation, because I think that will help. Yeah. People just want to know what legislators were involved, who was involved, how did this horrible thing happen?
Okay, a couple of things. You said things have changed, but really the fundamentals didn't change because it would still be the state investigating itself, and Attorney General Martin actually voted on the deal. He might not have been the right person to investigate. No, nobody's impeaching the credibility of the state police, but it's Rhode Island, and it's everybody's a little too close to the action here. So you could see that didn't change, that an outsider coming in might have done a more thorough, at least a more acceptable job to the public. Might you change your mind on that?
Oh, sure. I mean, when you're the governor, you got to always evaluate the circumstances at the moment and figure out what's the right thing to do now. So right now, my number one job is to get as much money back as I can. And so that's the civil case. And so we're focused on that. Then I'd like to see all these documents released. And if at that point I feel like, like you said, there's still more to be investigated, I can do something then. But these investigations, again, they're not cheap. Yeah. And I don't want to spend $1 million of taxpayer money to learn nothing more than we already know.
Well, okay, I understand that, but $1 million to chase down 80 to 100, that might not be a bad return. Plus, people might say, go ahead and spend it, Governor, $1 million. I want to know the answers. So I don't want to pin you down and say, the governor said the door is still open. What exactly are you saying? That at some point you may change your mind or at least consider that. Is that accurate?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
All right, we'll leave it at that. I want to take some phone calls, and I'm going to talk about the pensions, and we'll talk about Hillary Clinton, but let's hear from the people here. All right, Barry's in Wakefield. Good morning, Barry. You're on with Governor Raimondo.
Great, thanks. Thanks for coming on, Governor. Hey, I
Hi, Barry.
have a question for you. How are you? Rhode Island had a historic opportunity to help strengthen the governor's power by passing the line item veto. You expressed support. When they had hearings, you did not attend. And you did not send any member of your staff. What gives?
Yeah, thank you, Barry. So, listen, I'm a huge supporter of the line item veto, and I'm going to keep going at it until the legislature puts it on the ballot. The right thing to do is put it on the ballot and let the people decide. I did send in testimony for that. I also did several press conferences where I expressed my support. I wrote an editorial where I expressed my support. So I wrote a long letter to the legislature, which was, submitted into the record as testimony. So, I've been a strong supporter and proponent of it. we have to stay at it. It's the legislature doesn't want to put it on the ballot, I think, because they see it as taking
Right.
away their power. But to me, it's just a balance of power that 40-plus states already have.
But I think I remember at the time that you didn't show up for that hearing, and people said, "Well, if she really fought, she would have showed up." Maybe that's lukewarm support.
No, there was no. Like I said, I wrote a long letter. I did a special press conference that day because I couldn't make the testimony. So I don't think there was any doubt by anyone in the legislature that I'm in favor. In fact, I had extensive conversations with the Speaker and the Senate President saying, "You guys ought to do this." It just didn't happen.
Okay, Mike's in North Providence. Good morning, Mike. Quick question for the governor. Go.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Governor.
Hi, good morning, Mike.
When you were in Philadelphia at the convention, you were on the radio and you said that there was a brand new GE building in Providence that was beautiful inside. Where is that building?
He's referring to your comments on Morning Joe. You said, yeah, they're coming to Providence. Now, were you saying that Providence is beautiful or that the GE building is beautiful?
Right.
Because people kind of picked up and said, they're not here yet. There's no GE building.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, no, I was saying Providence was beautiful.
Okay.
Every time I have a chance to push Rhode Island when I'm on the national stage, I always do that because I want people to come here and see how beautiful we are. But separately, I said GE's coming to Rhode Island. But here is something I want people to know. They've already started posting jobs. So if you go to the GE website under the jobs section, they've already started advertising jobs for the Rhode Island operation. They're going to start with 100. They say, I talked to the CFO. He said, the sky's the limit, Governor. We want to have hundreds of people here. So, look, businesses are taking a fresh look. If you're looking for a job, go online and check it out.
I listened to what you said on Morning Joe. I understand. Listen, you want to tout this. Were you being a little overzealous and maybe giving the impression that they're here, it's a complex, it's built, or was that just you didn't mean to give that impression at all?
No, I didn't mean to give that impression at all.
Okay. Where are they going, by the way? Do you know?
Someplace in Providence. I don't know the building they're going to.
No, I heard they have a temporary location on Dorrance near. Are they going to the Journal? Come on, make some news, Governor. Where are they going? You know where they're going.
I don't know, but they're negotiating a lease with someone in downtown
And
Providence.
you don't know?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not involved in every real estate transaction of every company.
All right.
But I do know they want to be in Providence downtown. They want to be, in the center of the action downtown.
All right. Dr. Frank D'Alessandro says you're doing a good job. Say good morning to the governor, Frank.
Good morning, Governor.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
I'm fine. I think you're doing an excellent job as Governor.
Thank you.
Especially here in Rhode Island, where the political system is so bad that we cannot move anymore.
Frank, you have a question. I know you have a compliment. Do you have a question?
My question is, the House Majority Leader and the Speaker are the ones that are making the decisions, together with the lobbyists that are sitting in the cellar of the State House. We've got to have, and you must push to have yourself get the line item veto, and the Treasurer and the Attorney General be involved. They are all elected officers, and they should all be part of the panorama of what the government is here in Rhode Island.
I got to hold you there, Dr. Frank, because we're looking for questions. But I guess the question would be, will you continue to do a good job for Dr. Frank?
I will. Yes, absolutely, Dr. Frank. Hey, thank you for your comment, and I agree. He's right. We do need a line item veto. I think the number is, you would know, 44, 45 states already have it. It's a basic issue around, equalizing the influence of the executive branch with the legislative branch.
Let me ask a question of you. Hillary Clinton, polls show most people don't trust her. Not a lot of people like her. She got 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post last week for continuing to lie about the emails. This is the New York Times. When the FBI Director Comey said on Tuesday that his investigators had no direct evidence, quote, direct evidence that Hillary's email had been successfully hacked, private experts and federal investigators immediately understood his meaning. It very likely had been breached. Why are you supporting her? I know you're not going to support Trump, but why are you such a cheerleader for her?
Well, first of all, the alternative, I think, is scary. I think Trump is totally unfit to be president, especially right now in a time when the economy is still soft. This security issues all over the world.
I understand that. You're not for Trump. But why would you cheerlead for her? Such a person who's unpopular, who has lied for Pinocchios, put the country's security at risk. Why would you cheerlead for her?
Yeah, I think she's the best person for the job right now. She has, she's been Secretary of State. She's been a senator. She spent 30 years fighting for kids and families. She wants to make college affordable for people.
But look what she's done. She's put the country's security at risk, Governor. That doesn't sit well with you.
No, it does not sit well with me. That's unacceptable. She's clearly made mistakes. I think she's owning those mistakes. She says that. But what? We got a choice. That's who's on the ballot, Clinton or Trump. And I'm with Clinton in a unabashed way.
You've heard the buzz that if Clinton gets elected, you're going to run right out of Rhode Island and take a job with her.
You trying to get rid of me?
No, I want you to stay, but people say that.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not breaking news here. You've heard that. Are you going to leave if she gets in?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. My kids would never let me. My daughter said to me the other day, Mom, we can't move to Washington. You won't move to Washington. I said, no. She likes her school.
What, Virginia?
No.
Suburbs? What?
No, I mean, look, I have little kids. My family's here. My mother's here. But most of all, I'm only a year and a half into a long-term job. We have a ton of work to do. So this is where I think I belong right now and where I'm staying.
How do people get that impression then? What have you said or done that people would think that, oh, Raimondo's on the first plane out of here?
Yeah, I wonder. I think, like you said, I was an early Hillary supporter. There's only a few Democratic governors in the country.
Yeah.
So it's natural. She said she's going to put half of her cabinet as women, which I think is a great
Well,
thing.
you have the Yale connection.
We have the
we
Yale
know
Law
that you
School
like the Yale
connection.
people.
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
Bula
There you
bula.
Funny.
Do you know the lyrics to that?
I do not.
Bula
No, don't
bula.
embarrass me. I don't
won't.
know that.
I know it's bula bula something.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Mike is in West Warwick. Go ahead, Mike. You're on with the governor. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Governor.
Hi, good morning.
I'd like to ask you why, if you want to get the people's money back on the 38 studios without spending more money, why don't we just put it in an insurance claim? It was insured.
Thank you, Mike. We were not insured. The bondholders were insured, but the state had no insurance. So, unfortunately, the only way that we could recover money is to sue all the people that were involved. So the banks, Wells Fargo, Barclays, Kurt Schilling, we're
There's
going
that
after
name.
them.
There's that name.
So we have to go after them to say they weren't honest with us, they did something wrong, and now the taxpayers deserve to be paid back. But unfortunately, there was no insurance. It was a terrible deal. I want to point out I was against it from the beginning. It was before I was in office. I think I was the first person or one of the first to come out.
You're on record, yes.
As saying, don't do this. This is a stupid deal. Rhode Island is going to hold the bag. Of course, they didn't listen to me. But so now we have to do our best.
Did you actually call it a stupid deal?
I did. It was. I said it then, and I'll say it now.
It was like trying to open a movie studio, right? That would have been better. Hey, I want to make hit movies.
Yeah,
go
pretty
ahead.
much. Yeah, it's a hit business. It's a rock star business, as they say. Trying to pick a winning video game. But in all seriousness, there's no insurance for the state. The insurance, unfortunately, is the taxpayers. They knew we would pay, so now we're in a lawsuit and we have to do our best to go track down every dollar we can, and I'm being as aggressive as possible.
Can you order the state police to release some of their records and information? Can you do that? Is that within your authority?
No, it's not.
You've looked into that?
Yeah, I'm looking into it right now, and the way it works, there's actually a good editorial yesterday about this. It's all tied up in the grand jury, and there's pretty clear court rules around secrecy of grand jury, so we'd have to go to the court and ask for permission in order to release this.
Would you do that? I'd like you to do that.
I may do that. I'm looking into, is that an option for me? Is that something that I could do? I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get this stuff out into the public.
So you are actually looking into petitioning the court as a governor,
possibility.
as a third party.
Exactly. Yes, I am.
When might I hear on that?
In the next few weeks. We're looking at it right now. I'm trying to figure out every avenue available to me to get this stuff public.
Okay.
Without endangering the civil case, because, as Mike said, as everybody says, go get that money, Governor. And I'm aware that's what I need to do.
All right. Speaking of going and getting the money, Peter has a question about the truck tolls. Go ahead, Peter. You're on with the governor.
Good morning, Governor.
Hi, Peter.
Question: you actually believe that tolling out-of-state trucks will provide extra income, and the people of Rhode Island won't have to pay for it?
Well, that's your premise. You won that argument, and I guess you do believe that tolling trucks will bring in income to fix the bridges.
I do. You know, we have the worst bridges in America. It's what I inherited. It's what we have. Drive down the road, you see it. It's scary. They're rusted. There's Lincoln logs. It's not safe. I didn't want to raise the gas tax because that affects every single Rhode Island person and small business. And almost every other state tolls. So we put a toll on the folks that do the damage, which is the biggest trucks. And more than half of the money that's going to come in is from out-of-state trucks.
Right.
I mean, they were getting a free ride on our roads. Our roads are falling apart. Rhode Islanders deserve better. Also, we're going to create about 6,000 jobs rebuilding Rhode Island. So I think it's a good solution.
I didn't want to re-argue roadworks because we've sort of been down that road. But I just want to ask you this. Who came up with the idea for roadworks? Because I suspect that it has come from very powerful people in Washington, Bloomberg, and other organizations down there. I've even read information in the Council on Foreign Relations supports tolling trucks. They support a big infrastructure rebuy. I know you belong to that group. So who came up with the idea?
We did. It was mainly Director Alvidi and his team. Here's how we did it. We said, okay, we need a 10-year funding plan. States never had a 10-year funding plan. We do year to year. So we said, okay, how much money do we need to fix our roads and bridges? We came up with a number. We were about $400 million short. And we said, okay, what are the options for filling that gap? We looked at the gas tax increase. We looked at a diesel tax increase. And then we said, okay, tolling trucks is, we thought, the fairest option.
But it wasn't a light bulb moment. Hey, let's toll trucks. You had heard about this, some other interest in Washington. The vice president basically came up and said, congratulations, Governor, you're setting up a laboratory for us to all watch. So influences in Washington, groups had suggested this. Maybe you were inspired by that. Is that fair?
Not really. No, it's not fair. I mean, look, we did a ton of research. We looked, what does every other state do? What are the different options? So certainly we looked around. But no, there was no one influencing us to make a particular decision. We said, what's the best thing for Rhode Island right now?
Okay, but what I'm trying to get at is it's not an original idea that was hatched in your office in Rhode Island. It has been bandied about in Washington and other quarters that you were aware of.
Yes, yeah.
All right, quick break, and then we'll be back with more questions and your calls for the governor.
Traffic and weather together. From the New England Truck Solutions Traffic Center, here is your Burger King Regional Traffic.
Not bad through downtown Providence. Already easing up on 195 on the westbound side as you travel in through East Providence. Just a little bit busy down around the Broadway exit ramp. 95 southbound, a little sluggish at the 146 merge. Some volume northbound approaching Thurber's Avenue, but getting better. If you're headed towards the beach, Route 4 at the moment looks pretty good. Southbound from Tenron Road all the way down to Route 1. And if you see a traffic problem, call the WPRO Providence Auto Body traffic tip line. Providence Auto Body is tested, trusted, always recommended. Visit providenceautobody.com. And with your Burger King Regional Right Now traffic, I'm Vic Edwards on WPRO.
From the Seascape Lawn Care Weather Center, here's your exclusive AccuWeather forecast.
Patchy fog this morning, otherwise humid today with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Our high to 90. Patchy clouds tonight, staying warm and humid, our low 74. I'm WPRO AccuWeather meteorologist Steve Travis.
823, Governor Raimondo's in studio taking my questions and your calls. Let's go to, let's start right line 2. Bob's in Charlestown. Good morning, Bob.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
I'm great.
I was just down there at the Seafood Festival on Saturday. It was great.
Well, I do a lot of drive. I actually drive tractor-trailer, and my point is about something that you could do to really score some points about the roads. And I've talked with your DOT director about this on the air once. Just to grind down some of the high spots.
All right, Bob, you were on with the DOT director.
What does that mean, Bob?
It's where the plates meet each other, and they don't.
Not even that, though. Even on 95, it's a different situation. If you could they have a machine that they have called a scarifier that could just grind down the high spots. It would really make people not cringe so much.
All right, we'll hold it there.
Good idea.
DOT
Good
director
suggestion.
comes in, the king of the road, comes in on Thursdays.
I know he does. Hey, listen, I just wrote it down, and I'll get with Peter, and we'll look into it. It's a good idea.
Speaking of Peter, this has come up, the new train station. What's it going to be? Is it $40 million? I think that's around $40 million for a stop in Pawtucket. It's not going to be that big. Now, Peter's behind it. You're going to get $13 million, I believe, in federal funding. And actually, there's more than that. But some people aren't sure that that's the best expenditure of money, including Dave from Rumford. Go ahead, Dave. You're on with the governor.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Governor.
Hi, Dave.
Hi. So I've commuted to Boston for over 20 years. I was surprised when Peter Alviti said that the study that they went to Attleboro and they looked at how many Rhode Island plates were there in the parking lot, and that's how they're justifying the numbers to do this. We've had a failed train station in North Kingstown. You have the truck tolls. It just seems like you're more than willing to raise money for something that I live in Rumford. There's no way I'm going to drive to Central Falls to take the train to Boston. How do you justify that type of an investment where we've had a failed train station in North Kingstown?
All right, Dave. We got it. How do you... Go ahead, Governor. It's made it clear he's not for that train station.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. I hear where you're coming from. So it was a lot more than just going to Attleboro and looking at the license plates. I mean, we did a lot of research, which we actually had to submit to the federal government before we got the federal funds, and it shows that there is a lot of demand in that Pawtucket, Providence area for this train station. It's, look, I share your disappointment about what's happened in Wickford, but this is a different situation. This is in a busy urban area. We think there is plenty of ridership. And it's also about making sure people in that area can get a job. A lot of folks don't have cars. And so if there's a train station there in Pawtucket that they can walk to or get to, can hop on the train and go get a job. So look, I don't want to waste a penny of state money, but I think this is something that will actually help our economy and help more people get jobs and keep cars off the road.
Peter said he might consider closing the Wickford station. Would you support that? It's been a flop.
Yeah, it has not been a success. We're looking at all the options and figuring out how to make it a success because it's, like I said, It's been a disappointment.
What about in Pawtucket? Do you need a $40 million station, or can you do with like a $4 million platform?
We'll do it for as little, our goal is always spend the least amount to get a structure that's safe and gets the job done. And always, of course, we want to use as much federal money relative to state money. The other day I was at Dexter Street in Central Falls. We rebuilt a bridge and some sidewalks there. The whole project was done with federal money. And, those are my favorite projects. So we'll look at it, but I do think it's a good thing. It's a congested urban area, and I think a lot of people will use it.
Did you stop at Stanley's while you were on Dexter?
I did, actually. I did. I had a burger. It was delicious.
It's an unusual taste, isn't it? It's different
fabulous.
Than anything.
The French fries are the best.
The
Have you had their
Canadian fries?
Yeah, they're so good.
Very good. Let's go back to the phones. Tom in Providence wants to know about the innovation guy. Good morning, Tom. Is this your man over at where is it? Rick, rather. Go ahead, Tom. You're on with the governor.
Hi, good morning, Governor.
Hi, good morning, Tom.
Okay, so the money that you took from the Rhode Island Foundation to fund this virtual guy, how are things working out? We haven't heard anything from him.
Yes,
that's your question. Go ahead.
That's a great question. He's working out great, and it's actually providing a ton of value to Rhode Island College because we're integrating the students into programs. They're helping us with a computer science initiative in schools. He's working on a lot of projects to make government more efficient and customer friendly.
Right.
Professors at Rhode Island College are getting involved. Students are getting involved.
But there is a flip side to this, and we only have 2 minutes.
Okay.
The flip side was that Rhode Island Foundation money is not to go for that. It's supposed to be for scholarships and buildings. The same thing happened at URI with the trip to Sweden. That was money that's supposed to go for other things, not to send the governor. So you've heard the criticism on that. What's your response?
My response is that I think they were good uses. If I had been able to go to Switzerland, the president of URI gave me a list. Governor, go meet with all these CEOs. They're companies that URI wants relationships with. If I could have landed one of those, that'd be great for URI.
You could have gone on any money. You could have used your budget, your state budget, your campaign. You could have gone.
It's true. It's true. Look, we looked at what other governors had done. That's what a few had done. So we took that as a model, but clearly it's a lesson learned.
All right, we're going to take one more question, and then the governor has to go. Sal is in Providence. Go ahead, Sal. 30 seconds. Go.
Good morning, Governor.
Hi, Sal.
Recently wrote to you about, I sent a map of all the technology startups that started in 2014 and how about 50 to 60% of them have closed since 2014. I was told that you were going to discuss in your morning meeting. I'm just curious, in one of your morning meetings, I'm curious what the outcome is going to be of that. Are there any plans to bring any more startups or incentivize any more startups to open in Providence?
Do you follow? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great question. The startup business is one where a lot of them do go out of business. It's the nature of it. We have a lot going on, though, to improve Rhode Island's climate for startups. I've started a special program, called 10,000 Small Businesses, which we're running through CCRI to help startup companies get help when they get launched. We've also started a program to provide small business loans, so small companies can get a small loan. So we're on it. I think it's a great idea, and we're going to do more and more to. Rhode Island's a great place to start a company. It's less expensive than Boston. It's a great place to live. We're near Boston. We have talent coming out of our universities. So it's something we're very focused on.
All right, Governor, we will hold it there. Thanks for your call. Governor, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Gene.
If anybody couldn't get through to the governor, you shoot an email to governor@governor.ri.gov. This will go right to you?
This will go right to me.
You read these at night before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look
exactly.
at this. Look what's coming in from Cranston. All right, Governor, thanks for coming in, and good luck, and I hope to have you back soon.
Thank you. Take care.